Yannie, Singapore-based entrepreneur, coach, and a founder of Rose of Sharon, the women's fashion brand that she has led for close to 30 years. She is also the founder of Success with Grace, where she mentors individuals and leaders to build resilience and purpose, clarity through life and career transitions. Yannie is known for integrating real-world business experience with emotional resilience and human-centered leadership. Today, she will be sharing her insights on resilience and what it really takes to rise, adapt, and move forward without losing oneself. So put your hands together to welcome Yannie. Thank you.
Hello everyone. Wow, you all made it to this hour, okay? So a round of applause for everyone who has shared, and I think it's definitely very inspirational. Thank you, Jace, for hosting this Unbroken. So even as we start 2026, I just wanted to, with a raise of hand, who had a good Chinese New Year? Wow, okay. Whose Chinese New Year could have been better? Anyone? Yeah, so I just want to share that. Okay. All right. So this is my friend drew this hand-drawn picture. So everything is beautiful, right? So she and then she got it printed. So I just want to bring you through my journey as a fashion entrepreneur. Yeah. Okay. So sometimes life looks good on stage, just like that scarf. And this was my end of my fashion show, thanking the crowd. But actually you didn't know, behind the scenes, this was actually COVID. Oh, this show was staged during COVID. All right, and sometimes we never know. People look good on the outside, but inside they're actually crumbling. Okay, so today's message is my journey, and as I share with you, okay, sometimes you just think that when your life is crumbling, it's about weakness, it's about I have failed. But today is actually about identity transition. So, okay, how do I do this? Next slide. Yeah. So at the age of 22, I lost my dad to cancer. I was the fourth child in the family and just graduated right in the smack of Asian financial crisis in 1997. And at that day, before he passed on, or rather a few days before, my dad told me, stay in the family business. And I never knew what that meant. But I just knew that I had to fly back from Australia and came back. And what I saw was not something, after a graduation I want to do. I became a mom to my 11-year-old brother because my mom, who was on the dependent pass in Singapore, had to go back to Malaysia. So overnight, I had to do the work that no one did. Not only raise a 11-year-old brother, I had to stay in the family business. And at that time, I had 3 shops, and on top of that, a 200,000 debt. Because in honor of my father, all right, in business, sometimes we, as someone mentioned, right, do it the old way of strength, right? I have this ball here, okay, like that lah, hard lah, press also hard, market drop also hard, just stay there, don't move anything, all right. And what happens is, those were his last words, stay in the family business. He got no other chapter for me. And because of that, Rose of Sharon is now 29 years. Okay? I don't know whether it's a good word to say to your child, stay in the family business, so that I'm still here. Alright, so when my dad passed on, my mom had to go to Malaysia, had to raise a 11-year-old brother. My siblings were overseas in Hong Kong. And somehow I just have to figure it out, just like that ball, right? And you thought having a business to run for 29 years was bad, till you actually wake up and the policeman calls you and say, "Is this your husband? I'm so sorry, but he met with a car accident." So 10 years ago, I became a widow, and I just lost someone in a split of a second. My youngest was 4, I think my eldest was 12. So for the last 10 years, resilience took on a different flow. It was no longer about holding hard. Can you cry? Can you actually give up? Can you just push through? And in those transit, it was, of course, dark nights, survival, about how to be unbroken, and whether you could even find space to grieve. I think it was difficult because there was no textbook. Just like there was no textbook to run a family business, and there's no textbook to be a single parent. Okay, so these are my daughters, right? And guess what? They say be resilient. So is that what resilience means? Build your muscle, build your strength, and just being there, showing up day in, day out, and just not giving up. But somehow through it all, I discovered something very unique by the sheer form of action. Is that you show up. You show up because there was something within you, I think in each and every one of you, that we have. The spirit of unbrokenness and a faith that we can actually be who we want to be, even in that transit. Okay, this was like 80 kg, I think. Yeah, no, like 50 kg, not 80, 50. So in that identity of transit, I found myself trying to balance. Can I be strong for my kids, or do I be soft, be the mother? It was confusing as a role, even as a mother. Am I a father or a mother? And I'm a boss or a friend. I'm a daughter or, I don't know. I just lost it, right? But then I also came to a point whereby there would be a tipping point, because once someone told me the darkest hour is also 1 second to dawn. So you can only go down as low before things go up. And so every day we have 24 hours. And so when I wake up at 5 a.m. and it's darkest before dawn, I'm like, okay, today will be a good day. Right? So again, I met Identity Tree, and I met Identity through, of course, at that time, my coach, Michael. And I found out a tool that began to reveal who I was internally. Of course, this is scientific based, but it gave me a glimpse of things can change as entrepreneur, as a mom, because I went to discover myself, and I found out that my thoughts aligned with who I was as an individual. Through this, I found I was an expositor. But before that, I was told as a kid, stay quiet, stay silent, don't say anything, don't move any rock. And when I found I was an expositor, it just completely changed my life, because I found I could actually share my thoughts and be able to express myself beyond the pain. I just didn't have to put it in anymore. So this is what I discovered in resilience, that you're able to name the pain. Because if you can't name the pain, you can't break out of it. So, like my fabric, I put it as a way, if the fabric was not structured as a weave, there's an intersection, it will not be able to hold things together. So life has its ups and downs, and like the colors, right, we can actually begin to regulate. So I found my identity clarity. Okay, so these are my roles I do. I'm an entrepreneur, I'm also a beauty queen, I create fashion shows, I'm a speaker, I'm a coach, I'm also a live streamer. So yeah, I began to redesign my life because I'm an expositor, so I do all this. Just follow the identity tree. If you don't know, you can come to me for profile of Jace. He's one big different doctor, mine is none, okay? Of course, again, emotional regulation, your endorphin, through exercise, yeah. I run, I travel. I went to find space to reflect in this New York Statue of Liberty. When I saw her, and I'm like, freedom was surreal, because I could never really travel because I had an 11-year-old brother, and that's where I thought I was. He was still 11 and I couldn't go. So when I had to go New York and I saw this, I'm like, oh, freedom? What's that? So travel actually gave me a space to discover beyond myself. And of course, like a pair of running shoes, you can run anywhere. So this was done recently, my girls. They said, no, mommy, let's do something together. So we did a 5 km run. So coming from the transit of, Mom, how are we going to face tomorrow with Daddy passing? And Mom, let's go for a run. I would say emotion regulation has made its mark. All right, so there's a decision to be disciplined. So I actually tell myself leadership principles are learned. So I actually go for courses and actually personal development. And so discipline comes not only from the mental, the physical, the emotions, but it's also a discipline to keep going and learning so that we can apply what we do. And yeah, importantly, life is short. Be physically present for your family, loved ones, and just being forward. So this picture on the left, interestingly, is my brother's wedding. So he himself also lost his wife to cancer 10 years ago, and he actually remarried. And I thought, wow, life can really begin 40 and above. He's 55 anyways. Yeah. So to build it forward, I have communities. With me also, my Angel Heart founder, we serve the families who go through infancy and pregnancy losses, and also empowerment to my customers to get them looking good and beautiful and confident, and also changing mindsets, like even in situations like this, so that we can be resilient and move forward. So I'm not sure where we are in our own personal journey, be it when you're up or when you're down. Okay, embrace who you are as an individual. Breathe. Find that emotional regulation. And yeah, whatever clothes that you put on, that would be your fabric of resilience. With that, I thank you. This is my social handle if you'd like to connect. Thank you.